I'm in a weird half shadow place. It's so bright outside, but it's also cold. Hello, my name is Day. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I am starting a video that I'm very excited for. You will have seen from my previous video that I finished draft 1 of my Mafia romance. Very excited, very proud of myself. But now the work begins. I took 4 days off, I believe, 4 or 5 days off. I can't remember at this point in time. But I have written exactly 0 words all of those days. It's been a little bit weird after grinding for several weeks, but it's been nice to step away. Now I'm ready to jump back in and start draft 2 of my Mafia romance. For draft 2, I plan to read through it 2 times, and then from those 2 read-throughs, I will make a plan for draft 2, for actually writing draft 2. So the first read through, I am going to read as a reader. I'm going to take notes, but I'm going to take notes on like the broad strokes. Generally, I want to think about pacing, and I want to think about entertainment as a reader and like things making sense. I will get into the nitty-gritty for the writer read through, but I just really want like, how does this book or these chapters make me feel as I'm reading them? That's kind of what I'm going to be looking at for the first read through. The second read through, like I said, is going to be the writer read through, and that is going to be more intense, a lot more note heavy, really looking at places that can be cut and what needs to be fixed, because as I've said before, I changed my story twice while writing the first draft, so I need to fix probably the first half of the book to match the second half. So I'll really need to be identifying how to logically link these series of events to the ending. I'm anticipating it's gonna be a lot of work. And I'm anticipating it's going to be awesome when I finish. So yeah, I am just getting home from work. I'm going to get comfy, and then we are going to lock in for a couple hours before dinner. See how many chapters I can read through. I'm very, very excited to return to the beginning of the book. I haven't really read the beginning in quite a while. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, friends, it is almost 5, 4:45, something like that. I have read 3 chapters so far, and I am enjoying it. The beginning is not that bad. There's definitely some changes I want to make to the first MMC chapter. It has 2 scenes, and I firstly think that I'm going to make them 2 separate chapters because they both have good end points. And events that happen in each one that I don't really think that they need to be 1 chapter, but that's for a writer read through. For a reader read through, I'm enjoying overall their dynamic in the beginning. It's funny to return to their introduction because I've spent so much time at the end of the book where they know each other and they're trying to repair their relationship and yada yada. Now they're just meeting each other and trying to figure out what they like about each other. Particularly the MMC. The FMC is not really interested, which I like. She's very like almost clinical, like and to the point. Overall, I'm mostly happy with what I've read, but I was also getting a little bit sleepy. As you can see, the sun is kind of like, it's going down, but it's in a weird spot. So I'm sitting in the sun and it's making me sleepy. I'm like hot and sleepy. So I'm gonna get up and go for dinner, and take my computer with me. I've also been writing notes in my notebook therapy book. I love the color of this book, and I must have planned to use it at some point in time for something, because I have like the Save the Cat beat sheet written into it already, but literally nothing else. Like, this book is empty otherwise. We're gonna use it. I have too many notebooks that I don't actually use, which I feel like is a common problem for writers and anybody who likes stationery. Chapter 1 got some writer notes, but mostly because I was scared I wouldn't remember what I wanted there. So I put a couple suggestions for myself there. The other 2 chapters, though, I've mostly been writing like what I like, what about their dynamic I like, stuff like that. So let's go somewhere else and read some more. Okay, it is 20 after 9. And I am more than ready for bed, but I have read through 7 chapters today, and I am slowly coming to the conclusion that cutting things out of this is going to be hard. Because I went into this, again, I'm supposed to be reading as a reader, not as a writer, but it's hard to not be a writer. Like, I am a writer, but I'm trying. Anyways, I went into the reading this thinking I was going to cut out this specific section of the beginning that I thought the story could do without. It would require me to like have to rewrite something to bridge the gap, but like it would be doable. But I'm reading through it and I like it the way it is. So like, I think definitely all of the chapters can be cut down, but I have not gotten to anything that I'm like, yeah, that definitely needs to go. Which is a little bit stressful. It's exciting, but stressful. So I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed now, and we will work on this again a bit tomorrow after the gym. So see you then. It's the next day. I'm looking a little bit crusty, but we're gonna get some work done today. I have been to work, I went to the gym, I've showered, I've relaxed a little bit. I am currently going to get some soup for dinner because it is a lovely, gloomy and rainy day, and soup will just round that out perfectly. The F1 quali is also in the next 5 minutes, so I'm going to eat and watch that, and then it will be done and not a distraction for me, and I will get back to reading this evening. It's Friday, so hopefully we'll get more than 7 chapters done today. We'll see. Time for soup. Hi friends. I don't know what exactly I filmed yesterday. I don't really remember, and I didn't check, which is not good. But it is 11:15 on Saturday morning. Basically, I got through, I want to say 2 chapters. I think I was in like the last 3 paragraphs of the final chapter, like of the second chapter. But I was so tired yesterday, you guys. I have not experienced that in a long time. I feel like being off for 2 weeks and messing up my sleep schedule, and then coming back to work and working like different shifts almost every day, like different times of shifts every day, and then ending up on a 6 o'clock shift, which means I get up at like 4. I was exhausted yesterday. I was nodding off by 8:30 p.m. I'm supposed to be an adult. So I went to bed. I did not do 7 chapters. I did 2 chapters. And then I slept for like 12 hours, almost 12 hours. I got up at like 3:30, did a little flip-flop in bed, and then went back to bed, and I got up around 8:30, 9 o'clock. And yeah, I'm feeling better. I went to the gym this morning. I just stopped at Tim Hortons for some caffeine. I'm going to go home and shower and get to work. There is an F1 race at 1 o'clock, I believe. So I'm going to work until the race, watch the race. That will be my break. And then I'll start working again until the quali for tomorrow's race. I was thinking of going to the library today, but I feel like with the races, like wanting to watch the races, there's not really a point in going to the library. Maybe tomorrow I'll go. But I do need to drop off a library book that's due. So I might just wait and do it tomorrow, so I don't have to go twice. But I'm going to get work done today. I also have a video I want to edit. I have like a backlog of videos now, which is rare for me. But I need to actually edit them and upload them. So I will work on that after I shower. See you shortly. Hi friends. It has been, I think, a week, at least a week, since I've last updated for this vlog. Progress has been surprisingly slow, but also like slow like it has been all summer. I haven't actually finished the read through, but I think I've done enough that I know what I want to do next, or I have ideas for what I want to do next. So my plan for this evening is that I'm going to skim over the last couple chapters that I haven't read in the middle. And then I am going to hopefully start making my plan. I think what I want to start with is the chapters that I want to cut, which I think will be a bit of a process. But while I'm reading, I've taken out my hair. So I showered and washed my hair, and I need to put some oil and sort it out. So, oh, what, did that scare you? Anyways, I need to sort out my hair. So I'm going to do that while I'm reading the last few chapters. And then hopefully, if the timing works out, I can start making a couple notes and looking at where I want to cut things. Right now, my thoughts are that it will be very top heavy cuts. Not only because there are some things that feel like heavy handed, like I'm laying it on thick, not trusting the readers to get the point, but also there are things that I'm gonna need to condense down because I did change the story at the end. So it's gonna be a little bit of work, and it's gonna be great when I finish. So I'm gonna get my hair sorted and read and check back in. Literally said most of the cuts will come from the beginning, and I'm reading through my notes, and all I see is, I like this chapter, I like this chapter, this was a really good chapter, their banter was really cute. I was not making it any easier for myself, but here we are. Hi friends, I cannot say when the last time I updated for this vlog was. I kind of made a decision that I didn't want to update as frequently because my plan is to do this whole draft in one video, and so updating more frequently means the video will be very long. So I haven't been updating, but I have been working. I am actually 30,000 words into draft 2, which I am so excited for. I think it's going really well, and the story is better than I thought it was. I thought I was gonna have to do like a huge revamp of the beginning because I changed the initial interaction of my main characters and their families. So I thought I was gonna have to do like a big rewrite, but I did not. I did have to change the very first chapter to add in some depth, but overall, because one of the characters has a secret identity, identity. I didn't actually have to change a lot because the other character doesn't know anything about them. That said, I've been working really, really hard to make the book shorter. My goal going into it was to have every chapter be 2,500 words or less. I can tell you now that I have failed that on multiple chapters. But I'm making a conscious effort to only include what I need. I don't think I ever said in any of my videos, but the final draft of this book was 192,000 words, which is crazy, especially for a romance novel. That's crazy. Even if I'm self-publishing, there is a limit and there is reader expectation, which I am currently not meeting with that word count. So I'm actively trying to make it shorter. When I made my plan, I think there were 4.5 chapters that I was straight up cutting out. One of them I actually decided not to cut out, and I'm just gonna leave a note. It's very short. It's about 1,000 words, which kind of makes me go, well, if it's only 1,000 words, maybe I should just cut it anyways. But there is a little bit of important like character stuff in there, so I'm just gonna leave a note for alpha readers and beta readers and be like, what do you think? Does this need to be here? Either way, 1,000 words is not really gonna tip the scales, but I decided to leave that one in. I have another short chapter that I was working on today, and then I'm supposed to be cutting the next 2 afterwards. The beginning of the second chapter is in my FMC's point of view. I'm gonna keep that and add it to the next chapter because it's an important link to the chapter before that I'm not cutting. So even though I'm cutting these 2 chapters, but there has to be a link between the 2 on either side that I'm leaving. So I'm gonna take that beginning and add it to the next chapter. Either way though, things are going pretty well. I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making. I feel like because I'm not rewriting anything, at least at this point in time, it feels like I'm flying through. Like I'm basically copying the chapter over. I do it in pieces instead of copying the entire chapter. I'll do like 300 word chunks at a time and go through them. But I'm basically just copying over the words and then cutting them down or like editing them down. So it feels like it's going pretty fast. And I have my notes. I basically did my 2 read-throughs, so I have like notes to go on. So feels like it's flying and I'm making good progress. I've cut a good amount. I want to say I'm like approaching 10,000 words I've cut, which is crazy, but also necessary. I know for sure one of the chapters that I'm cutting today is like 3,400 words. I can't remember what the other one is. So it's getting smaller, slowly but surely. But like I said, there are a couple chapters that I have not been able to cut down. I will again leave them for feedback. There is one that's like a 5,000 word chapter, and it was originally a 7,500 word chapter. So I did a lot of work on it, but it's still long. So I will just leave it be for now and be happy that I made any progress at all. And hopefully when people read and give me feedback, I'll be able to cut a little bit more. I've been doing lots of writing sprints and doing lots of author/writing friend interaction, which has been really nice. I joined a new Discord and I like the people that are in it. It's a good vibe in there. Anyways, it is time to get back to work. I'll update you again sometime. Yeah. Bye. Why, hello there. It is late in December. It's been a little while since I have updated at all. I kept saying I was gonna film the next day, the next morning, yada yada yada. I didn't. I'm so sorry. But I have been working. I am 83,000 words into draft 2, and I'm loving it. I think it's getting a lot better. I'm excited to actually share it with people once it's a more reasonable length. I've cut approaching 30,000 words from the book so far, which is good because it needed it. I really thought that I was going to get more work done in December, but I don't know why. I feel like that was just full delusion because it's so busy. Like with the holidays, and then I went on vacation. I'm still working like around those things. I have had a couple days off this week, so I've been trying to get as much done as I can. My goal this week was 6 chapters, and I am on 4. It's Saturday right now. I am hopefully gonna do another chapter today, and then I'm not sure about tomorrow, where my friends and I are doing a white elephant party tonight. I don't know what that really is, to be honest, but I'm just showing up with a funny gift. But I'm not sure how much more, if I'll get to that 6th chapter, but either way, 5 chapters in a week is a lot, and it's good. I want to say approaching the end. I'm actually only in act 2B or 2A. I think I have like 15 chapters left. So I'm making good progress, but also I'm not as far along as I wanted to be. I was really hoping to be done this draft by the end of the year. In reality, my goal was actually to have draft 3 done as well. Obviously, that's not happening, but I would have really liked to have draft 2 done. I think it will be close, but I think it'll be like the first week or so of January that I finish this draft. That's really about it. I just been really busy and trying to get stuff done. Time to get back to work. Morning. It has been a while since I filmed an update for this video. Genuinely, I just forget that I'm filming this vlog, and then I just work, which is not a bad thing, because I've gotten a ton done. As of this weekend, it is the 17th of January. I have 1 main chapter to finish, and then my 2 epilogue chapters for this draft, which means I'm gonna be done this weekend. I actually wanted to be done on Thursday, but it's been a busy week. And then yesterday we did our bingo cards for 2026, which was super fun. I'm so tired though. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm exhausted. We were up so late. And then today, I thought I had the weekend off, but I forgot we were going to a hockey game in Toronto today. So I'm gonna try and get as much as I can done today, and then I will finish most likely tomorrow. So I'm actually gonna vlog these 2 days. This will be kind of a random vlog with not much B-roll or anything, but the book will be done, and that's the important part. So I'm gonna let my dogs in because they're sitting here staring at me, and then we're gonna get to work. It is now 8:30 on Sunday, and as promised, I will be finishing today. I've actually already gone through the final chapter and did my preliminary edits, I guess, but I usually go through it twice. So I'm in a sprint right now, and I am basically doing a read through of the last epilogue. I'm not sure if I'll be done this sprint or the next one, but we are very close to being done for draft 2. So let's finish this thing. Hi everybody. It has been almost a week, but I am here finally to close out this video. I did finish the book on the 18th of January. I just didn't film an outro clip, so here we are. Draft 2 of my Mafia romance is done. I'm so happy with it, honestly. It's miles better, I think, than the first draft, and I think as I continue to work on it, it will only get better. I have shared it with a couple friends who will hopefully read it soonish, give me some feedback, and then I will likely be jumping into a third draft before it's mostly final for an editor, which is scary but awesome. In the end, I ended up cutting 43,444 words from my book, which is crazy. That's like almost a book in itself that I cut out. Even though it's a lot, it's kind of on brand for me and being an overwriter. So even still, with all of those words gone, I would like to cut it shorter. So when I do end up starting draft 3, that will be a big focus. Hopefully once I have feedback from like my friends to see what works and what doesn't and what isn't needed, then it'll be a little easier to pick out those things to cut. But for now, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I will have a video coming up soon after this one, which is rare for me. I usually do a couple weeks between videos, but there is another one that I will be filming in a couple days and will likely be going up on the 1st of February, and it relates to the writer games, which I will link down below. It's gonna be a fun month of February, so look out for that. Thank you so much for following me through this very chatty video. There's not much b-roll, it's mostly me talking. Thank you anyways for hanging out with me. Let me know how your goals are going for 2026. Have you hit any big milestones yet? Are you approaching? Tell me what's going on. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you somewhere on the internet. Bye.